Hi guys, Alistair Taylor here from Herons Reach. Today we're going to go through a very quick driver fitting and let you guys understand the importance of driver fitting. I've got my club captain Chris Prewett here for this year. Chris is 18 handicap, yep. 17.7 to be exact, so one decent round off 17, one extremely good round off 16. Chris has recently gone through a driver fit and kind of felt that he'd like to share that experience with you guys. I thought it'd be great for you guys as well, because I obviously test a lot of drivers. A lot of the comments I get is, that's great that you're a pro, what about your kind of 10 handicappers, your 18 handicapper? So here is a genuine 18 handicapper to give you guys some feedback. So, won't necessarily divulge what drivers he had and used just at the moment, we'll talk about that at the end. But if we get you to hit 5 shots, Chris, with your original driver, and kind of as you hit the shots, give us some feedback as to what you used to think of it, kind of what you used to think of the shots, and then maybe when we start hitting the new one, you give us some feedback as to what differences you've noticed. So we're going to hit 5 shots on flight scope, and we'll show you some data afterwards. So I mean, for me, it's not a bad shot. No. We know with you, if anything, the ball tends with that driver to work a bit from left to right. And best one in the world, you were more than happy with that driver?
Yeah, I bought this in a bargain bucket, believe it or not, and we adjusted it, and I thought I could hit it really well. But and arguably they're all right. But it's prone. It was always prone to a bad shot.
Yeah.
As an 18 handicap, it should be, I guess. But when they were bad,
yeah,
particularly bad.
Yeah, I think there's a reason why you've got shots. But like I said, if the equipment can help us improve.
See, that's gone really high. That, and I didn't think I put much of a different swing on that one.
Okay. I will stress that Chris works hard on his game, has some lessons, you know, really sticks with what he's supposed to be doing. So we're not saying this is all down to magic drivers.
See there?
That's certainly more of the one, much more out to the right.
That one.
Okay, and let's go one last one. Yours.
I think something that I am prone to, like all probably higher handicap golf, mid to high handicap golfers, I'm prone to trying too hard.
Yep.
I try to relax on that one. No, it's okay, but it's still cutting a bit more than.
Okay. So for me, kind of 5 very typical shots with the current driver. So we're now going to use the new driver. Hit some shots and let Chris give you a bit of feedback as to how different this one maybe feels and performs.
The one thing with this, I can actually feel the flex in the shaft.
Okay.
Whereas when I bought that one, I knew it had a stiff shaft in it. Hit it okay.
Yep.
But this just feels a bit more stable to me.
Okay, a little bit of shape.
Yeah.
But we'd probably say that's kind of as bad as it gets with that one.
Well, that's the kind of shape because I know that's what this club does.
Yeah.
I don't really have to think about the swing I'm putting on it so much. I just
let it happen a bit.
Let it happen. That's what it does. I mean, that did feel like a particularly good swing, but that came right out the middle. And it's ended up pretty much where the other one did.
And it's gone a long way as well, hasn't it? So
you can actually see this carrying further than the other one.
I mean, one thing we noticed with Chris, and we'll see this hopefully when we see the data in a minute, that the spin rates were very different with the new driver. I mean, that's just dead straight.
Yeah.
Good carry. Yeah, great
what
shot.
I have found is that even when you hit a bad one, it's still more play. It still ends up in a better place than the other bad one from the other driver. Okay. If that makes sense.
Yeah, which is good. You know, you're not always going to hit your best shot.
No, not of 18. No.
a little bit higher,
Yeah.
but we don't mind that. That slightly higher launch angle for you gets the ball out there.
See, that didn't feel good at all, but that's just gone pretty much straight.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of straight in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah.
So one last one.
But I think that's what I found when I had the fitting for this, that the guy from Nike, well, if I can mention him, the guy who fitted it, he said even the bad ones were okay, so.
Again, certainly not your best
No.
on there. So I mean, for me, we might argue that kind of 5 swings with the old one, 5 with the new one.
Yeah.
Possibly swung it slightly better
Possibly.
on those.
Yeah. Maybe
But-
trying to work this, get a bit more out of this.
Let's have a look at some numbers on Flight Scope, guys. Give you some feedback as to how the drivers have performed differently, and then we'll really come back to Chris. I'll maybe have a little bit of input and go from there.
Okay guys, so we can see the difference with the new driver and the old driver. Huge difference in carry, 189 to 216 and 213 to 251. Almost identical club speed, certainly more ball speed from the new driver, so a little bit more forgiving, much less spin, so the ball's really going forward a lot longer during the flight and rolling much more when it lands. If anything, probably just launches a little on the low side, but can't take away from the difference going from the old driver to the new driver has made.
Right, guys, we're back. We've changed position. So I'm still Alistair, that's still Chris. Big difference for me was he swings it almost identical speed, and the ball striking is very, very similar. Gets a lot less backspin out of the new driver. Surprisingly, the new driver's actually got more loft on it, but he actually launched it slightly lower. Now we have spoken to Chris, as good as these numbers are with the new driver, potentially we're going to try and kind of sneak his tee height up a little bit and get him hitting up on the ball a bit more. So maybe just hits down on it a touch more than we'd ideally see, but that's kind of a work in progress. But even with the same tee height, just getting a driver more suited to how he swings the club, we've seen a massive difference in distance and accuracy. So I mean, that's the techie stuff, the boring stuff for you guys. I think the best thing is I'll let Chris give you some feedback as the biggest change he's found.
I think probably the biggest change is just how the club feels in your hands. The old driver now, when I thought it was okay, it feels like holding a broom handle. It's just so stiff and solid.
Yeah, that's why this one's not going to be staying around. He's not going to have that temptation to want to use this one.
No, I found I was really having to work that, really try and work that one to get anything out of it. Whereas this one, you can kind of relax and just soften your grip and just hit it.
Off you go.
And off you go, yeah.
And I think even the first few rounds with that, you've seen a massive improvement. I mean, I hope the handicap committee aren't watching, but Chris did actually have 24 points for the front 9 on Sunday.
Yeah.
Didn't quite keep it going on the back 9, but it certainly showed that from driving it longer and more in play, you had shorter clubs into the green.
Shorter clubs into the green, and I've never hit as many fairways.
Yeah.
In one round, all right, I'm still missing fairways, but when you miss fairways, you're kind of in the light rough rather than the heavy rough. You're not searching for your ball, you're not having to chip
So it's
out.
a playable tee shot.
Yeah.
Fairways are great,
Definitely.
but even if you're in the semi-rough, if you can hit whatever club you want from there, it makes no difference really that you've hit the fairway.
I think the other benefit as well is that the extra yardage that it's given. I know that I've hit at least 6 that I can remember that have been well over 270 yards when it's finished. The clubs you're hitting into a green, because of the lessons I've had obviously with my irons and stuff, it's more confidence going into the green, and you've got a better chance of making pars and even birdies. So
Yeah,
the handicap's going to fall this year.
Well, I mean, looking at how we started the season, that's definitely something that if we can progress with, that's going to happen. So guys, I hope you found it interesting. Like I said, genuine 18 handicapper. Has seen a massive improvement with making sure that the driver is set up. I mean, Chris is actually using the Nike Vapor Pro, 12.5 degrees, stiff shaft with the club face slightly closed. Not necessarily saying that'll be the driver that suits everybody, but custom fit does make a big difference. Obviously, there was a lovely plug from Chris there about coaching as well. That also makes a big difference. But appreciate you guys taking the time to watch the video. I always say that, but I do really appreciate it. Really want to thank Chris for coming down this morning and doing this quick video with me. If you want to come down to Herons Reach, give me a call, 01253 832 505. Visit the website, www.alitaylorgolf.com. subscribe to my channel up there. If you've enjoyed the video, like it, share it, leave any comments below. Hopefully see some of you down here soon. Stay in contact.